Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to be unboxing two brand new releases from Afnan, their Zimaya Tiramisu line. So let's jump into it. All right, we are back with another unboxing first impressions video of two brand new releases from the house of Afnan, their Zimaya Tiramisu line. Pretty stoked on both of these. We have the Tiramisu Coco as well as the Tiramisu Caramel. Links and coupon codes and all that jazz will be down in the description if you decide you want to check any of these fragrances out. So let's quit screwing around and let's get into it. All right, kicking things off from the house of Afnan, we're going with Zimaya Tiramisu Caramel. Now you can scoop this up for $50 and don't know too much about this. Based on the packaging, I think this might be kind of more the feminine leaning one of the two, but there's only one way to find out. So let's dive in, shall we? All right, and there we have the box presentation for Zimaya Tiramisu Caramel. Really nice box presentation on this. A nice shimmery gold here with a bit of a pattern. Has a bit of a little window right there. You can kind of help the box get pushed out like so, and it does slide off like that, revealing our fragrance bottle sitting on the inside. So decent box presentation on this one. Bottle presentation, pretty straightforward, kind of cylindrical style of bottle. It's got a bit of a plastic feel to this, and it's got this kind of nice, again, kind of geometric, rectangular sort of vibe going on to it. And overall, pretty straightforward. Cap on this, lightweight, but it's like a thick plastic. And was that magnetic? Oh, that is magnetic cap. Like me, a good magnetic cap. So presentation on this is pretty good. Atomizer. Decent atomizer, a little gurgly. I might be holding that a little bit sideways. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, really nice atomizer on this. Nice long sprays, good wide puffs on this. So overall presentation on this, really nice, but what does this smell like? So right off the rip, just smelling this in the air, delicious style of fragrance in the opening here. So you're definitely getting some caramel coming through. You're getting this nice vanilla that's there, some muskiness that's worked in there. Little touch of like some honey that might be in there as well. It's giving it like a kind of a texture that's going on to it, but very sweet, very soft, very kind of gentle, but like has like a bit of a thickness to it coming from, again, perhaps that honey note that's in there, but really, again, gourmandy style of fragrance. So let's dive in. So right off the rip, just smell this off paper, very similar to how it was in the air. So as I mentioned, nice kind of thick, warm style of caramel that's coming through, this vanilla bean style of vanilla that's in there as well. Has a little bit of darkness going on to it. It's still a very soft style of fragrance, and you are getting a little touch of that honey. So it's more of like a texture that's coming through, and it's just holding together that caramel and that vanilla really well, and just giving it kind of like a thickness, a little bit of a depth to it, and delicious smelling fragrance for sure. As it's opening up a little bit more, you are getting some more muskiness that's starting to come in that really, again, kind of adds to the sweetness that's there, adds to some texture that's there, but it's still very much about this caramel and vanilla sweetness that's coming through. And like I said, has a really nice kind of softness going on to it. Really does kind of remind me of the Latafia Eclair. It's really got that sort of vibe going on to it. A little bit different. This is almost a little bit softer at the moment right now, but still has that very kind of deliciousness, that gourmandy style of scent DNA going on to it, and I am digging this one. Yeah, this is a really nice fragrance. Like again, smooth, it has a softness to it. It really kind of delicious, sweet profiles that are going on there, a nice texture that's coming through. Definitely a feminine leaning fragrance. It's maybe unisex depending on your tastes, but I will say that this is tilting on the feminine side. Just the way the kind of the musk and the vanilla is coming through, it just kind of lends itself to more kind of the female perfume, if you will. But overall, it's delicious smelling fragrance. But let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Afnan's Zimaya Tiramisu Caramel. Been about an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. A delicious dry down on this. It didn't change a whole lot. It just got a little bit more kind of texture going on to it. Like I mentioned earlier, it kind of has that like that honey, fuzzy, almost hay-like style of kind of texture moving into it, but a very soft style of texture that's with it. And then just a beautiful, creamy, soft, elegant style of vanilla that's coming through. Still getting hints of that caramel that's there as well. Little touch of some woods, and there is a whiskey accord note that's in here. It is really kind of tucked in behind. It just kind of adds a little bit more richness to it, if you will. Adds a little hint of some booziness, but it's really hard to find. You gotta really look for it and kind of like I was really huffing on this test strip to kind of try and find it, but it is there. It's just kind of adding a little kiss of some character in the background, but really about that vanilla, really about that kind of muskiness that comes through, and that kind of like honeyed texture with that caramel, and just an absolutely beautiful scent profile. Definitely feminine leaning in my opinion. I wouldn't be wearing this one personally. You know, you do you. If you want to wear this as a gentleman, then have at her. But me personally, this I find leaning a little bit feminine, but I'm definitely going to give this to my girlfriend, and if she's enjoying this one, I'm going to have her wearing this one because it smells absolutely delicious. And for 50 bucks, pending performance, it's pushing off the paper fairly well right now, so I think this will be a decent performer. So pending performance, I think this is a great pickup, and that's all I got to say about that. So that's Afnan's Zimaya Tiramisu Caramel. All right, last, but hopefully not least, we're going with Afnan's Zimaya Tiramisu Coco. Now you can also scoop this up for $50, and again, don't know too much about this one. I'm thinking this might lean a little bit more on the gentleman gourmand side, but again, don't know until we smell it, so let's find out. All right, so there we have the box presentation for Zimaya Tiramisu Coco. Exact same as the last presentation, just a different color. Still has that slide out like so, revealing our fragrance bottle on the inside. Pretty snug. Ooh, magnetic cap, saved the day there. Would have flown off if it wasn't a magnetic cap. Love that. Same sort of bottle presentation, same sort of materials going onto it, just again, just a different color. And the atomizer on this, if I can find it, there it is. And a little gurgle, there we go. Yeah, same as the last one, really nice atomizer on this. Definitely get the job done, but what does this smell like? So right off the rip, just smelling this in the air, really nice coffee amaretto style of opening to this one. So it has that coffee note going to it, but it has that really nice, like if you enjoy amaretto, has a really nice amaretto note that's there. So it has some sweetness. There's like a little bit of kind of darkness that goes on to it. Little touch of some additional sweet accords coming through, but it's really about this coffee amaretto at this point. Has a nice kind of darkness, a little bit of like a texture to it. Digging this one. Let's get this on paper, shall we? Yeah, so right off the rip, just smelling this off paper, fairly similar to what it was in the air. The coffee amaretto is coming forward a lot more off the test strip. There was a little bit more vanilla that was in the air, but like I said, really nice coffee amaretto combination in this opening with little hints of that kind of vanilla creaminess that's tucked in behind. Very similar to the Mancera Amour Cafe is what I'm kind of picking up. Not identical, but it's absolutely in that neighborhood, and really delicious coffee gourmandy style of fragrance. I'm liking this one. As it's opening up, that coffee amaretto note is starting to sit back ever so slightly, and it's starting to share the stage a little bit more with this almost kind of like baked good, like vanillic baked good sort of vibe going on to it. A little bit sugary coming through, but it's still kind of holding on to that little bit of that darkness from that coffee and amaretto, but it's really starting to turn into that kind of gourmandy baked good mixed with that coffee accord. And this is nice, like dunking like a cookie into like a really nice fancy coffee is kind of what I'm like, with some vanilla and some sugar going on. Really delicious. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. This one is definitely more on the masculine side, or I should say it's unisex, tilting a little bit on the masculine side, but this is definitely more masculine than the Tiramisu Caramel, in my opinion. So I'm digging this one, and it really does remind me of that Mancera Amour Cafe, the more this is kind of opening up. Again, not one-to-one, but it's definitely gonna get you in that neighborhood. But let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Afnan's Zimaya Tiramisu Coco. Been about an hour, let's settle down, do its own thing. This changed a little bit, but not a whole lot. You're still getting that amaretto coffee note that's coming through. You're still getting that kind of like that desserty, almost kind of like a biscotti sort of vibe going on to it, like a baked good, a sweet baked good, wrapped in some really nice vanilla, and some nice amberiness started to come through. So it has this kind of warm fuzziness in the base that works really well with that coffee amaretto accord, and that biscotti, the vanilla that comes through just adds an extra layer of kind of dessertiness to this, and I'm just really enjoying this one. If you are into gourmand fragrances, you will enjoy this one. And I do think this is like a perfectly unisex fragrance, but I think the gentlemen are gonna like this one as well, because it has that kind of coffee amaretto accord that's going on to it. Just kind of, it adds a little bit of a boldness to it, a little bit of kind of that gentlemanly mystique, if you will, that just I think is going to work for the dudes if you're into that kind of scent profile. And like I said, very similar to that Mancera Amour Cafe. If you enjoy that fragrance, I think you might enjoy this one. Again, not a one-to-one, but a bit of a twist on this one, but definitely gonna remind you of that one. And I think for 50 bucks, this is a great pickup. This was the first one of the two I smelled when I walked in the room. So I think performance on this is gonna be pretty good. It is pushing off the paper fairly well. So overall, really impressed by both of these. And this one gonna be my scent of the day for sure. Really like this one. Might be worth checking out. That's Afnan Zimaya Tiramisu Coco. All right, so there you have it. That's my unboxing of two brand new releases from the Afnan Zimaya line. But I want to hear from you guys. What are some other Afnan Zimaya fragrances that I need to check out? Unboxing, full review, all that jazz. Comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. Love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.